Okay, ready?
Wow, you guys, that was so great. Fantastic. Fantastic. Yeah. So everybody, welcome to CDNY-Live. We just heard a cold open from our featured performers, Naomi Morse, Emmet McGowan and Ronan, who will be there in a second. And they played High Part of the Road, Kilcravy, and Princess Royal. So thank you guys so much. We will definitely hear more from them tonight. So we also tonight, we have a great program for you. We have lots of music. And then we also have Maia McCormick, a dance caller and programmer, is going to teach us how to make sourdough bread. So that's very, very, very exciting. So CDNY-Live is sponsored by Country Dance New York and performs on the second and fourth Thursdays of every month. You can find the schedule on the CDNY calendar at cdny.org, where you can also make a contribution in support of this program and many others offered by CDNY. We thank them and our numerous sponsors and donors, because without them and you, this program would not be possible. I don't know if I introduced myself. If I didn't, my name is Cynthia Shaw, and I will be your host tonight. So now on to using Zoom. The best way to see the show tonight is in the upper right hand of your corner to click speaker view. And if you want to stop your video, go to the lower left-hand corner and click stop video. You can also mute yourself. I think everybody is muted anyway. Galen muted you. But there's an audio icon down there. You can mute yourself. And if you want to hide the non-video participants, click the little upside down caret next to the video, and then go to video settings and scroll down until you see hide non-video participants and check that box. Okay, so you're all set. Now, tonight's performance is being live broadcast on the CDNY Facebook page. So if you are on Zoom and you don't want to be viewed on the live stream on Facebook, definitely turn your video off. But what you can do tonight is you can use the chat box, which is in the lower center part of your screen. And you can write comments, you can talk to other people. Any thoughts that you have about the performance, you can write down, and people have a lot of fun reading other people's comments. If you have questions or for the performers, write them in there. And at the end of the evening, Annie will ask your question. All right, so now on to the fun stuff. Since our last CDNY-Live 2 weeks ago, we have come to the 1-year anniversary of the start of the pandemic and the shutdown here in New York City. So I personally marked that down my calendar, and I can't believe it's been like a whole year. It's like crazy. We could go into that. Anyway, so here we are 1 year later, vaccines are rolling out and the world is gradually opening up. So my question to you is, what new thing did you learn this year during the shutdown when you were stuck at home? So in the chats, write down what you did this year that you never thought you would do, but suddenly you had the time to do it. All right, so please definitely put that in your chat. All right, so now I'd like to invite Naomi and Emmet and their son Ronan to lead us in a sing-along song of Molly Malone. I would like to ask Naomi and Emmet to turn off your original sound.
Keep it on.
Off the original sound?
Yeah, turn it off.
Yeah.
Keep it on. Keep it on.
Keep it on. Okay, how is it sound? How is it sounding now?
It's fine with your speech. And is echo cancellation turned off?
We will check that now, presently.
Great, thank you.
Zoom is full of all sorts of
options. Too many options.
Too many options for us.
Cancellation is not checked. Echo cancellation. Should it be checked?
Fantastic.
Okay, so it should be okay?
Should be good.
Okay. Hello, Ronan. Hello. Say hello to people in the microphone.
Hello, hello, hello.
Excellent. Hello, hello, hello.
Hello, hello, hello.
Hello, hello.
And a special shout out. I think I saw Ronan's friend Pascal out
is there.
He's Ronan's friend out in Minnesota. So hello, Pascal. Let's see. Let's see if we can get. I'm gonna go to gallery view. Maybe. Oh, there he is.
Hello, Pascal.
So I think you all should know this song. Not even gonna teach it. We're just gonna sing the chorus a couple of times at the beginning, and join in from home and sing along with us.
Alive, alive, oh, alive, alive, oh, crying cockles and mussels, alive, alive, oh,
again.
alive, alive, oh, alive, alive, oh, crying cockles and mussels. I don't need them. Alive, alive, oh.
In Dublin's fair city, where the girls are so pretty, I first set my eyes on sweet Molly Malone as she wheeled her wheelbarrow through streets broad and narrow, crying cockles and mussels, alive, alive, oh.
Alive, alive, oh, alive, alive, oh, crying cockles and mussels, alive, alive, oh. Well, she was a fishmonger, and sure 'twas no wonder, for so were mother and father before, and they both wheeled their barrows to streets broad and narrow, crying cockles and mussels, alive, alive. Let's hear you now. Alive, alive, oh, alive, alive, oh, crying cockles and mussels, alive, alive, oh. Again, go on. Alive, alive, oh, alive, alive, oh, crying cockles and mussels, alive, alive, oh. Good.
Oh, she died of Naomi. So she died of and no one can save her. And that was the end of sweet Molly Malone. Oh, she killed the wheelbarrow through streets broad and narrow, crying cockles and mussels, alive, alive, oh,
Alive, alive, oh,
alive,
alive, oh, crying cockles and mussels, alive, alive, oh. One more time. Alive, alive, oh, alive, alive, oh, crying cockles and mussels, alive, alive, oh.
Thank you, Naomi and Emmet and Ronan. Oh my gosh, Ronan, that was amazing singing.
Oh,
Oh, you couldn't hear me?
Say it
say it
again.
again.
Ronan, that was amazing singing. I think personally, I loved your verse the best.
Yes, I did too.
Me too.
You too? Anyway, I would like to just tell you all about our featured performers tonight, Naomi Morse and Emmet McGowan and Ronan. I'll just read you a slight brief information about them. Naomi grew up in New England, surrounded by dance and music, and her parents, Jonathan and Charlene, who are on this call, on this Zoom tonight, I saw them, met at Pinewoods Camp, and they actually were the people who started Family Week, which Naomi attended regularly. She studied classical violin, but became interested in fiddling as a teenager and studied Quebecois fiddle with Richard Forrest and New England fiddling with Mary Lee and Becky Tracy. We in New York know her for all of her energetic and driving fiddle playing for family, contra, and English dances. And I personally have had the honor of playing with her many, many times. And it's just like quite a joy. She plays in a band with her husband, Emmet McGowan, who plays guitar, called the Poor Cousins. She also sings and has sung with Northern Harmony and toured. Now, Emmet started playing bass guitar in Ireland with his teenage friends in Dublin, and they soon formed a band and started touring all over Ireland. They picked up acoustic instruments and were the staple of the thriving 1990s Dublin music scene. Emmet loves to wander around and live all sorts of places, and he's lived in Baden-Württemberg and Berlin and London and York and New York, and now they make Vermont their home. So it's a pleasure to have the two of you. We have a very special video that Naomi, not Naomi, but Dominique is going to play for you, which is of just recently the Connecticut River froze over, which is very unusual. And so we have a video to show you of Ronan actually skating in his sled on the frozen Connecticut River. So do you have that, Dominique? I keep saying Naomi.
There he is.
Okay. Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, here we go.
That was fun. That was fun. I have something to say before. I have something to say before Dominique plays. Okay.
Okay, Ronan, what do you have to say? Ronan has something to say about where he grew up.
Okay.
Where I grew up is in Brooklyn, and it's funny, something is a little funny in my name because my Bubby is my mama's mama.
That's weird.
Yeah.
That's very strange concept there.
Well, thank you. Thank you, Ronan. That was very interesting. So how was it for you guys sledding on and skating on the Connecticut River?
It was very fun for me skating on the Connecticut River.
Me too. It was amazing. I've skated on many lakes and various frozen surfaces in my life, but that was the first time Ronan got to actually skate on a natural big frozen lake. And,
wow.
And it was just huge. There was so much because I mean you don't realize how big a river is until you're on it.
Yeah.
So it was quite
well,
amazing.
That is very cool.
Yeah.
Well, actually, we have you guys down for another song.
Cool.
Okay.
Let's play
So
another song.
Durkin, yeah.
which
So
is hold on. Mercy and Durkin, Martin. That's the Irish for Martin, is Mertin. So it tells the classic story of the guy who's leaving Ireland, like so many people did over the years. But he's gonna, instead of digging for potatoes, he's gonna be digging for gold.
Yes.
Little does he know. Okay, headphones are coming off. Ready?
Yeah.
Thank you, sir. Okay. No, wait. In the days I went to court, and I was never tied, resorting to a nail house or a playhouse, or many's a house beside. But I told my brother Seamus I'd go off and be right famous, and I'd never turn again till I'd roam the whole world wide. Oh, goodbye, Machine Durkin, no, I'm sick and tired of walking. No No more digging bratties, and no longer I'll be fooled. Sure as me name is Canny, I'll be off to California. But instead of digging bratties, I'll be digging lumps of gold. Oh, I've courted girls in Blarney, in Kanturk, and in Killarney, Passage Inn in Queenstown. It is the Cove of Cork. Oh, goodbye to all this pleasure. I'll be off to take my leisure. And the next time that you hear from me, it'll be a letter from New York. So goodbye, machine ducking. No, I'm sick and tired of walking. No more digging bratties, and no longer I'll be fooled. Sure as me name is County, I'll be off to California. But instead of digging bratties, I'll be digging lumps of gold. Let's hear your fiddle. Goodbye to all the girls at home. I'm going far across the foam to try and make my fortune in far America. There's gold and jewels aplenty for the poor, for the gentry. And when I return again, I never no more will see. Oh, so goodbye, machine ducking. No, I'm sick and tired of walking. No more digging bratties, and no longer I'll be fooled. Sure as me name is Connie, I'll be off to California. But instead of digging bratties, I'll be digging lumps of gold. Sure as me name is Connie, I'll be off to California. Instead of digging bratties, I'll be digging lumps of gold.
Thank you. That was great. That was really, really great. I love that song. Fantastic. So thank you guys.
Thank you.
So we will come back and hear more from the poor cousins. What I would like to do now is I had asked everybody what they had learned or something new, what they had learned during the pandemic. So I'm going to read some of the things. So a live TV production, that's pretty amazing. Accordion, relearned some Ellington tunes on the piano. Let's see, Chip had time to pack up his apartment and move from New York to California. Maia got a crossword mentor. Let's see what else anybody else did learned during the pandemic. Maia got better, halfway decent at video editing. And Artie spent the summer not living in my house while his son and family lived in his house. So he got to see his grandchildren every weekend, which is just awesome. Anyway, so, we have inner labor activist and learned how to dance English country solo in her office, Sarah did. So that was pretty cool, learning how to dance when we can't even dance together. I love that. Anyway, so it's great that people use this opportunity to get to know new things rather than just getting totally bummed out. So that was really fantastic. Now, it's on to our segment, our video segment. And today we have the pleasure of meeting Maia McCormick, who is here in the house. And what I know about Maia is that I know her as a dancer. She is also a programmer by day, but she's also a musician. And we have a lovely, I'll tell more about her later, but she's made a beautiful video for us of her singing a 4-part harmony with herself of the Mingulay boat song. So Galen, why don't you put that on the video and we can all enjoy Maia's singing. La la la. We can all just sort of la 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 while Galen gets the video up. And
You need me to tell a joke?
yeah, tell a joke, Maya.
So not a lot of people know this, but Captain Hook was actually pretty down on his luck when he lost the hand, and so he couldn't like afford one of the fancy prosthetics or anything. He had to get his hook at the secondhand store.
That's really good. Thank you. Okay, here's Maya singing the Mungale boat song.
Heel yo ho, boys, let her go, boys. Bring her head round into the weather. Heel yo ho, boys, let her go, boys. Sailing homeward to Mingulay. What care we though white the minches? What care we for wind and weather? Let her go, boys, every inch is sailing homeward to Mingulay. Heel yo ho, boys, let her go, boys. Bring her head round into the weather. Heel yo ho, boys, let her go, boys. Sailing homeward to Mingulay. Wives are waiting by the pier head, or looking seaward from the heather. Pull her round, then you'll anchor where the sun sets on Mingulay. Heel yo ho, boys, let her go, boys. Bring her head round into the weather. Bring her head round into the weather. Heel yo ho, boys, let her go, boys. Sailing homeward, sailing homeward, sailing homeward to Mingulay. Sailing homeward to Mingulay.
Maya, that was beautiful. Oh my gosh, you can be so proud of that. You guys, let's give her a big hand. That was fantastic. Give her like a big Zoom hand. That was wonderful, wonderful. Serious choral singing going on there. So bravo.
Thank you. I'm just over here cringing at the fact of watching a recording of myself, so I'm glad you liked it.
I did. I know, like when you listen to yourself, you're like, oh, that note's out of tune just a little bit. Oh, no. But no. That was really fantastic. And I have to tell you, from a personal point of view, I'm a big time choral singer, and my high school choir director is on this call, Ken Butcher. So to give a shout out to high school choir directors and directors that teach people how to sing beautiful harmonies like you just sang in that piece. So that was just fantastic. So thank you. Let's see what's next. We have, so right now we're going to go back to Naomi and Emmet and just to interview them, you guys, a little bit to find out. Naomi and Emmet were in New York City for a long time, and they have since last year moved back to Vermont, and so I would love to just find out from you guys how that's been for you, that move back to Vermont.
Yeah, well, it's been nice. You know, and we stayed in Brooklyn for the first couple of months last spring of the pandemic, holed away in our apartment like everybody else. And then we were able to come up to Vermont. We have a little cabin on my parents' land in southern Vermont, and we stayed there for the summer. And so it was, you know, it's a different kind of pandemic in a rural place where you can be outside in your own woods. So yeah, it's been nice.
That's great.
And at this point, you know, there isn't a lot for us in the city, so you know, we don't have immediate plans to be back there, but you know,
yeah, who knows what the future will bring. So
yeah,
but yeah,
well,
I'm glad you guys are out in nature. So there was an article about you in the Staten Island newspaper, and I believe that Galen is going to put that so everybody can see it a little bit, and you can maybe talk a little bit about this article. Music in New York is a family affair, especially on St. Patrick's Day. So tell us about this article and what brought it about. And I love that picture. Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
that was adorable.
That was one of the pictures. So we did, for those who don't know, we did a fair amount of busking in New York. We were part of the official MTA busking program, Music Under New York, and so we played in many. And I think that picture was in the Fulton Center, and we've had like, you know, many people take photos of us over the years, but this was an actual photographer with a real camera, and he actually sent us the photos afterwards. So it was very nice to have this nice photo of us, and little baby Ronan. So this photo was from probably 3 or 4 years ago. The article, I think, was 2 years ago in 2019.
Mm-hmm. And what's it like busking? What's that experience like?
Emmet?
Oh, Ronan, what's busking like? Well, I suppose busking is one of the, I mean, it's unique in a way. Am I how's that microphone? Is it too hot or anything? No? It's okay. Good.
Okay.
I think, you know, as a performance, it's one of the only ways to perform and not demand anything from your audience.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you're not charging an entrance fee, obviously. And, you know, an entrance fee is obviously hugely prohibitive to a lot of people, you know?
Yeah.
No matter how small. Some people don't have, you know, $1 to spare,
right.
You know?
Right.
But if they have 50 cents to spare, well, that's good for us, right? But
and they can come and go, right?
Exactly.
They can come and stay for a while,
it's like I suppose it's like a fishing net in a way.
Yeah.
You cast your net, you set up, and people pass, and you catch some of them, you know.
Right.
Yeah, it's a very sort of egalitarian way of getting music out there. You know, the homeless folks that are living in the spaces where we're playing can enjoy the music just as much as the people going to work their fancy office job in the high rise above Grand Central. So you know, it's that is quite a nice way to share music.
Yeah, and it's also a very it's a very special privilege to be able to just be in one place in a city or a small town or whatever, it doesn't matter, and have a reason to be there. And like, I mean, you're not watching the world go by, you're playing music, but in a way you don't normally have an excuse to do that as somebody who's not busking. You know, you can sit down and have a cup of coffee in a roadside cafe, or you know, but you know, when you do it regularly, it gives you a certain camera angle, so to speak, of every town that you're in, you know?
Right. And it's almost like you're in the world, you're in that world that's around you, and you're not in that world that's around you, right?
Yeah.
because you're making your music, so you're in your world, but then you're spreading the music all over, and so you're out in that world with everybody else too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, we've met some amazing people. Generally, 99.9% nice people. You know, occasionally, very rarely there's been, you know, a slight altercation. And I'm talking about my, you know, 30 years of busking. It's very, very few and far between that. Which you would think it would be more, you know, people think, God, there's crazy people all over the place, and you're going to just stand out there and, like, you know, put yourself out there. But it's a very, very small cross section. But they do exist. There are a few stories, but that's for another gathering.
That's for another discussion. Well, anyway, it's really great to talk about this with you guys. So that's just fantastic. And hopefully we'll see you on the street, you know, making music again, if we're not seeing you here on Zoom. So
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah.
I would like to, let's see. Oh, you guys, it's time for you to play another tune.
Well,
Okay.
what are we playing?
Let's do it.
We're playing Hackler.
The Hackler from Grouse Hall. This is a lovely song for St. Patrick's Day, because I think he mentions St. Patrick's Day. A hackler is somebody who makes makes
like moonshine.
No. The hackling is the working with flax. You know, you could make material and rope, I think, out of flax, and I think that's what a hackler does. But so this is the hackler from Grouse Hall. He's been a hackler, but there's a bit of poaching brewing as well going on, or distilling as well in this song.
Yeah,
and
poaching is like moonshine.
He's been pursued by the law. Okay. Headphones off. Thank you. I am a roving hackler lad that loves the shamrock shaw. Me name is Paddy McDonald and me age is 84. Beloved and well respected by me neighbours one and all. St. Patrick's Day I'd like to stay around Levy and Grouse Hall. When I was young I sung and danced and drank strong whiskey too. Each shaving shop that sold a drop of real Mountain Dew. With poaching still on every hill, the peelers had no call. Well, streets Strabone, I am well known around Levy and Grouse Hall. Hey! I ramble round from town to town, for hackling was me trade. Nor can deny I thought that I'd an honest living made. Now where I'd stay be night or day, the youth would always call to have some crack with Paddy Jack to hackle off from Grouse Hall. I think it's strange how times have changed so very much of late. Question now is all the row with peelers on the bait. To take a glass is now, alas, the greatest crime of all. Since Balfour placed that hunger, they missed the sergeant from Grouse Hall. Hey! Of castle rule, he travels night and day. He'll seize a goat just by the throat for want of better prey. The nasty skunk, he'll swear he's drunk, though you had none at all. There is no pace around the place since he came to Grouse Hall. 'Twas on pretense of this offence he dragged me off to jail, alone to dwell in a cold cell, me fortune to bewail. A hoary head and a plank bed, such wrongs for vengeance call. He'll rule the day he dragged away the hackle off from Grouse Hall. Hey! hunt for poaching there, and swearing out, he'll swearing out, 'twas found at Inglecare. He'll search your bed from foot to head, sheets, blankets taken all. Your wife on rest must leave the nest for Jenny from Grim's Hall. Let old and young clear out your lung and sing this little song. Come join with me and let them see you always enter wrong. And when I live, I'll always give a prayer for his downfall. And when I die, I don't deny I'll hunt them from Grim's Hall. Hey! The Hackler from Grim's Hall.
Wow. I don't know about everybody else, but I could just listen to that all day long. So thank you guys. That was wonderful. That was great. All right. So now we are into the cooking segment of our show. And our cook from the Messy Kitchen is Maia McCormick. And she has 3 videos on how to make sourdough bread. So we'll talk to Maia in a second. But let's watch the first video about how Maia makes sourdough bread.
Making some honey spelt sourdough. So the first thing to do is make the levain if you are a useless American like me, or the levain if you're French, which is the bubbly fermenty thing that we seed with our sourdough starter and let get all nice and yeasty so that it makes our bread rise good. Spelt flour comes in a small bag because it's fancy. All right, 99 grams of this. I'm using a container that I can seal and leave overnight. I want to use room temperature water. The temperature of the water is somewhat relevant because it affects how active your yeasties get. So this is just about room temperature. 113 grams of this. Yes, perfect. I like to use the thing with a spout because it makes the pouring very controlled, and very unscientifically, it asks for a tablespoon of starter. This is not an exact measurement. It just said a tablespoon, just like some amount with yeast in it. And a tablespoon is 3 teaspoons. So we're gonna add 3 inexact teaspoons and we mix. Delicious yeasty goodness. So this is going to hang out overnight and let the yeast feed and get all nice and excitable so they can do a bread thing for us tomorrow morning.
Well, thank you, Maia. That was a wonderful starter. I'm impressed with the fact that you use grams and that you actually have a scale that you can weigh your grams on, and that you put something in there called sarter. And I thought sarter was like the devil or a demon. So so unmute yourself and tell us about those things.
Yeah. Well, so I am in Brooklyn, and if anyone needs some sourdough starter, I can hook you up. Yeah, it's if you wanna bake bread, kitchen scale costs you $25 on Amazon, and it unlocks all of the slightly fancier recipes that use grams instead of volume measurements because it's a little more exact. It's a lot of fun. I feel obliged to say that I was baking sourdough before the pandemic, before it was cool, but.
Well, good for you. You're ahead of the curve there. I don't know if everybody noticed, but Maia actually put in a link in the chat, some King Arthur Baking Company recipes. So you can, if you want to check that out. But let me introduce Maia, because Maia, as I mentioned before, sings, and now we know she makes sourdough bread, and she is a programmer, and she started contra dancing when she was in college because she sang with the Renaissance a cappella group. And, you know, what do you do after you've been singing Renaissance a cappella music, but go to a dance, right? And then, but tell us about your crossword puzzles that you've been doing.
Yeah, I have been sort of dabbling in puzzle creation for a year or two. And I actually got a puzzle published in the CDSS newsletter recently. They contra dance themed one. that I
Congratulations.
can't my non-dancer friends because they don't get it. Yeah, it's a lot of fun. It's who would have thunk? Very hard to make a crossword puzzle. I got my first rejection from the New York Times. I'm very proud of it.
Oh, I hope you framed it. I hope you framed it in like a little crossword puzzle frame, you know, or something like that.
It was an email, or I would have, but one day,
Yeah, one day. And then I want to ask you about your Facebook page, because you have a page called, well, I wrote it down. Anyway, sing a song a day or something. Wait.
A song a day keeps the demons at bay.
Yes, a song a day keeps the demons away. So tell us how that started about.
So I'm going to drop a link in the chat for anyone who's curious. You're welcome to join and record songs there for us, or just lurk. It started, back when we thought the pandemic would be a rather shorter amount of time. And I was just like looking for ways to fill my time and keep myself distracted from existential dread. And I was like, hey, wouldn't it be cool if I did a little bit of music every day? And so I made a Facebook group, I'm going to throw myself out into the world. Here's a video of me singing. Any of my friends, if you want to do it also, we can pretend we're singing together in person. So it's no longer quite every day that anyone is posting, but it's a nice way to stay connected in a very disconnected time.
It is nice. I actually went to the site today and I watched a couple of the videos, and it was really quite lovely. So yeah, so if people check out that, you can join that group and post yourself singing and cheering other people up. I think that's really the whole point. Well, that's wonderful. All right, so now we'll come back to you later. So now it is time for our Oompa, a message from our sponsor, the Order of Musical Professionals and Heroes.
The Order of Musical Professionals and Heroes, Oompa.
Oh my gosh, what is wrong with us? So I have to say that Dominique created that video while she was in Costa Rica 2 weeks ago, watching a beautiful hummingbird. So thank you, Dominique and Chip, from that word from our sponsor. All right. I would like just to take a moment to remind everyone that they can make a donation directly to CDNY to support this show, as well as other CDNY music and dance programs. I'm sure Annie or Galen would love to put the link for CDNY into the chat right now, and that if you feel like supporting this program or other programs, you are certainly welcome and encouraged to do so. All right. So let's return to Naomi and Emmet, and they have another tune for us, a tune called Coal Cannon.
Okay, are we unmuted? Ronan, please don't pull that. Okay, are we there?
Yeah.
Okay.
We're there. Okay.
We're there. Okay, so
You are there. You have arrived.
This song is about Coal Cannon, which could be the cooking portion of a future show, maybe.
Yes.
It's a surprise potato dish with like greens and onions and butter, lovely Irish butter. And this next song is about Coal Cannon and potatoes.
Demonstrating eating Coal Cannon here, as you can see. Very good, Coal Cannon. And a word about this drum. This is the youngest musical instrument ever played. This was dropped in front of our door like literally 5 minutes before we started to play. I opened it, I ripped the box open, took it out, and so here we go. Let's see how it works. Probably don't need this anymore.
Okay. Ready?
Yeah.
Well, did you ever eat Colcannon made with lovely pickled cream with greens and scallions mingled like a picture in a dream? Did you ever make a hole on top to hold the melting flake of the creamy flavored butter that your mummy used to make?
Oh, you did, so did he, and so did I. And the more I think about it, sure the near I'm to cry. Oh, one day, the happy days, when troubles that we had not, and your mama made Colcannon in the little skillet pot.
Well, did you ever take potato cake or boxty to the school, tucked underneath your oxter with your books, your slate and rule? And when teacher wasn't looking, a great big bite you take of the creamy flavored, soft and melting sweet potato cake.
Oh, you did, so did he, and so did I. And the more I think about it, sure the near I'm to cry. Oh, one day, the happy days, when troubles that we had not, and your mama made Colcannon in the little skillet pot.
Well, did you ever go a-courting when the evening sun went down and the moon began a-peeping from behind the hill a-down? And you wandered down the boarding where the chloricon was seen, and you whispered love and praises to your own dear sweet Colleen.
Oh, you did, so did he, and so did I. And the more I think about it, sure the near I'm to cry. Oh, one day, the happy days, when troubles that we had not, and your mama made Colcannon in the little skillet pot. Oh, you did, so did he, and so did I. And the more I think about it, sure the near I'm to cry. Oh, one day, the happy days, when troubles that we had not, and your mama made Colcannon in the little skillet pot.
Oh, man.
Okay.
Well, I think definitely that song could be in our next cooking show at another episode. I challenge you to make that recipe.
Oh, that's easily done.
But speaking of cooking, now we can find out the next part of Maia's sourdough bread recipe in the messy kitchen. So Galen, let's see the next episode here.
Hello, good morning, or good afternoon, as the case may be right now, perhaps. I am back for sourdough part 2. Thing 1 is flour, which I measured out already. We're gonna add the levain. The entire dang thing. Next is butter. This is melted and cooled so that the temperature doesn't make anything too weird. I don't often bake breads with butter, but they are very decadent and tasty. Butter is magic. 43 grams of honey. 8 grams of salt. Salt's important. And last we have a half teaspoon of yeast, the packaged kind. And now we mix it. I'm going to start with a spoon and inevitably give up and switch to my hands. I'm going to flour my work surface so I'm not working directly on my table. This is just to help the dough not stick. And we put it back in the bowl and let it hang out. Dough feels. Dough. Give this a spritz. Just to make sure a little moisture stays in there. And it can go hang out by my very overactive heater and chillax for an hour. Just enough flour to keep things from sticking. So I'm going to roll it. Yes, nailed it. Cover it and put it to hang out near the radiator. We'll check back in an hour, hour and a half.
Wow. Maia, you make it look so easy. That is fantastic. And I love how the bread gets to hang out all the time by the radiator. So I think that's pretty cool. So we'll find out. It's too bad you can't like virtually, after the next episode, virtually give us all a piece or something. I'm sure it's all gone by now, but anyway.
What if I could?
Oh. Anyway, so we'll check back to see what happens next. So we have our final segment with Naomi and Emmet, and they're going to do a piece called One Wing.
Okay.
So is this another song? Is this the song?
This is another song.
Yeah, it's one of
Excellent.
my songs, so it's kind of Irish.
An Irish song? Okay.
Suppose.
We like Irish songs.
Yeah. And yes, it's about taking time for yourself and a friend, maybe, or two. You know, slowing things down. This was written a good few years ago now. It was inspired by partially by some older people in my life, my dad and people of his generation who came out with some gems, you know, like in relation to having more than one beer in a bar. Some of them would say, like, well, a bird never flew on one wing, so we should have at least one more, you know. It's kind of immoral just to go into a bar and, you know, have only one, obviously.
Cheers.
And another time I remember with my dad, we were in a bar, and it was a similar topic. I was trying to be good, and he wasn't, obviously, because he doesn't need to be good. He was an elder statesman at the time, and so we'd had a couple of beers, and I was like, we should enough. You know, I think we should probably maybe get the train home or whatever. And he was very perplexed, and he could try to impress upon me his reason for staying, and it was like, well, what's the point in leaving the pub the same way as you came in? You know, that it's probably like sending a jacket to the dry cleaners and it coming out dirty as it went in. You know, there has to be some process. If you go into a bar with a good friend or a family or a father or a son or a mother or a daughter, there has to be a process, you know. There has to be some exchange of something. So anyway, it's a song about that, and just taking that time to not worry about, you know, time or your what you think whatever you should be doing, etc. So it's called One Wing. Does that sound a bit hot on the microphone? It's a big guitar.
I think it's okay.
Okay.
Yeah,
cool.
you're good.
I'll take these off. Okay. I'll drag you away from whatever it is you think you should be doing. You're killing yourself now and you're needing a break. Sure, we'll be a long time dead. What's the point in leaving a pub the same way as you came? I have often it said, and a bird never flew on one wing. Same again, we'd be a long time dead. Sneak away from whatever it is you think we should be doing. You're killing yourself now and you're needing a break. Should we'd be a long time dead. What's the point in leaving a pub the same way as you came? I have often it said, and a bird never flew on one wing. Same again, we'd be a long time dead. The world is cashing in on the time you don't put in, and there's never enough hours in the day. Just sit down and have a drink, for Jesus' sake. And how's it going? It's pouring it now. That's the sound of you getting nicely drunk. Just a little. And all the conversation is flowing, and nothing matters anymore. She will have one more. Go on. The hell with it. But listen now. Oh, well, I'm away. The hours and days we spent were the finest. And the money we spent, well, that's just money well spent. Sure, we'd be a long, long time dead. What's the point in leaving a pub the same way as you came? I have often it said, and a bird never flew on one wing. Same again, we'd be a long time dead. What's the point in leaving a pub the same way as you came? I often it said, and a bird never flew on one wing. Same again, we'd be a long time dead. Here we go now.
Oh, what a great song. Oh my goodness gracious. Thank you for sharing that.
That's okay. It was a pleasure.
Yeah, thank you for sharing that. And everybody's posting that they wish I had a beer in their hands right now.
Well, you're all at home. You've no feckin' excuse, for God's sake.
Well, but it means you have to like go to the grocery store and actually buy some beer.
Go to the fridge.
Well, if we were all in a pub together, we could all raise a glass and have our
year.
Raise
Yeah,
whatever
next
glass
year.
you have closest.
Yes.
Exactly. All I have is water.
That's allowed.
Okay. Anyway, you guys, that was fantastic. You should read the comments. Everyone's loving that piece. So thank you so much.
Thank you all.
It's been a pleasure having you sing and play for us tonight. So thank you. Because we have one more cooking. We want to find out what's happening with our sourdough bread. So our final episode of Maia's cooking sourdough. Let's see how that bread turned out.
I am back. Did you miss me? So this is our loaf currently. It's risen a bit and it's nice and poofy. While you were away, I replaced the tea towel with a greased bit of saran wrap. We got a foil tent covering the bread, and just before I seal it off on this side, I'm gonna put a spritz of water for a little extra moisture, a little extra crispy crusty thing. And let's put it in. See you in a bit. I think it should be good. Ooh, toasty. I'm going to cool this, and I'll see you all back when I'm ready to cut into it. All right, here's the moment of truth. You ready? Yeah. I am excited about this. Nice and crusty. So here's what the inside looks like. Which, as far as I'm concerned, looks A+. Cheers. Yeah. So, this is very tasty. I deem this bread a success, and I don't know if that was at all educational. Hopefully it was at least a little entertaining, but there you have it. We made some honey spelt sourdough.
Thank you, Maia. That was fantastic. All right, we can all shake our hands at Maia. That was fantastic. And now we all know how to make sourdough bread, and we all know that it is actually much simpler than you think. And if it were me, I would have slathered on about half a cup of butter onto that bread to let it nice and melt all over the place. Anyway, that looked really, really great. So thank you so much for making that video for us and showing us all how to make sourdough bread. That's fantastic. So we are nearing the end of our show, I have to say, and I'm in New York City, so you can hear the sirens outside because the window's open. Anyway, so we have a final look ahead at the weeks to come. Next Thursday is an evening on March 18th of English dance lore. And next Thursday's event is titled Dirty Dancing, Not. Turn of the Century New York and the Coming of the Sharpies. Like, who could miss that? So prepare to be shocked, 1920s style, by contemporaneous film footage of the tangos and animal dances then popular. Who and what would save polite society from these blights? Take a tour led by Danny Walkowitz of the 1910s through 20s social trends that Cecil Sharp and company saw and deplored. So I think that sounds super interesting. So that's next Thursday at 7:30. And then 2 weeks from tonight, we have another CDNY-Live event, March 25th, and that one will be a flute fest. We will have flutes galore with Dominique Gagne, Zara Lawler, Helen White, and others. And sword dancer Sarah Henry will teach us how to make cheese. So that should be very, very interesting. All of these events and links, Zoom links to the events can be found on the CDNY website, www.cdny.org. And they're also live streamed and archived on the CDNY Facebook page. So if you're ever wondering what to do on a Thursday night at 7:30, just go to CDNY, and on the side is a calendar, and you can just find the Zoom link to the event that is happening that Thursday. I'd like to thank again our guests tonight, Naomi Morse, Emmet McGowan and their son Ronan, Dominique Gagne and Chip Prince, and our sourdough cook and dance caller and singer, Maia McCormick, and our producers, Annie Eden, Dominique Gagne, and our tech director, Galen Kirkpatrick. And of course, many, many, many thanks to CDNY, Country Dance New York, and all of our donors and sponsors. Our final dance party is 3 tunes played by Naomi, Emmet, Dominique Gagne, and Chip Prince. The tunes are Rolling Wave, Silver Spear, and The Reel of Shahag, which I probably said totally wrong. So we hope you enjoyed this recording. And if the music moves you and you makes you want to dance, then please, by all means, get up and dance. So enjoy this final dance number, these dance pieces. that was fantastic. Woo! That was totally amazing, you guys. Thank you so, so much. Wow. Wonderful, wonderful set. So Dominique and Chip and Emmet and Naomi and just fantastic. So thank you all so, so much for coming tonight.